Science and scientific materialism are the most powerful accepted ideologies of this age. And if they say, when you're dead, consciousness is a mere byproduct of physical and chemical interactions, and that existence is very much threatened in that model of the universe after death, in that materialist model of the universe, at best, your existence after death is questionable and perhaps unlikely. In some people's minds, even, for sure, when you're dead, you're dead. And there's no existence. There's no individual existence after death. There's no consciousness after death. So think about that as a consequence or inevitable outcome of the materialistic philosophy when it concerns the fate of humans after their physical death. So, it's the materialistic philosophy, in a way, that does something similar to what the Christian church has done for so many centuries, which is to plant a fear in people's minds about the afterlife. In the Christian case, it was an eternity of hell. That was the fear that was planted. But I think that the scientific materialists have gotten one better. They've come up with something scarier than an eternity in hell. I think in the back of Christian minds, that eternal hell thing, God exists in their framework. God could change his mind at any time and say, okay, all you people in hell, you can come out now. The eternal hell thing, I changed my mind. But if you're a scientific materialist and you think when you're dead, or existence is at least highly in doubt after death, you've come up with something that's based on laws of nature. It's never going to change. God can't change his mind about that. When you're dead, you're motherfucking dead. No consciousness, no light, no relationships, no property, no existence, no hope, no future, no nothing. No you. Think about that. Is that the real logical extension of a materialistic philosophy as it pertains to your destiny after physical death? What do you think about that as a philosophy, if that's the case? Is scientific materialism really all it's cracked up to be? That's a bigger question, but for now, let's just consider this thought consideration. If we take scientific materialistic philosophy to its logical conclusion, as it pertains to the destiny of humans after their physical death, then potentially we have come up with a discovery that scientific materialists have actually created a vision of the afterlife that is worse, more negative, in a sense more scary and more terrifying than the conventional notions of Christian hell in the afterlife. Because as I said, if you believe in God, then God can change his mind and let everybody out of hell at some point. But if you're a scientific materialist and everything's based on these laws of nature that are absolute in your mind, then when you're dead, you're dead. All consciousness is a mere byproduct of chemical and physical interactions. And your existence, at best, is highly doubtful after physical death. And in the scientific materialistic framework, is a pretty high likelihood, if not an outright certainty, that when you die physically, not only will you lose your physical life, you will lose everything that you call existence itself. Consciousness, perception, thought, ego, soul, destiny, future, hope, life, everything. And your materialistic framework is going to be gone, destroyed in the material tide of life and death. Now, don't you think that is a worse and scarier vision than eternal hell and damnation when there's a godly universe? If it is a scientific, materialistic universe, there's no God. God can't change his mind about when you're dead, you're dead. It's based on natural laws of physics, and there is irrefutable scientific fact that when you die physically, you're going to lose everything, including your basic existence. There's nothing left after your physical death in the scientific materialistic viewpoint. So that means an eternity of non-existence. What you might call the ultimate state of non-opportunity awaits you. An ultimate state of non-existence, non-growth, non-opportunity, no soul, no ego, no consciousness, no God, nada. Don't you think that is a more evil and hellish vision than anything that the Christian churches have cooked up over however many hundreds of years? Yes, my friends, the scientific materialistic viewpoint have done the Christians one better. They've come up with a materialistic philosophy that actually supports a more fearful vision, a more negative, reductionistic, dark vision than the Christians managed to come up with a God, that could consign some of his children to eternal damnation, which is pretty bad. But as we all know, God is God, and God can change his mind. Let those people out of hell. They could be a get-out-of-hell free ticket for some of, or all those people, sometime in God's own good time. So, that vision is just not as dark as the scientific materialistic vision, which says, by the laws of physics, when you are dead, you are dead.